I got music for you. And, we got an updated coverage map, which I've been wanting. So that way I can shout out, if you're really listening and you're a little further away, I want to be able to say hello to you because I am saying that we're local. And so Jacksonville, there's in Piedmont, I don't really ever say hello or good morning to you. So there we go. And then Franklin, as well as Hogansville, I don't say hello and good morning. And then Cedartown and Rockmart, I also don't really say good morning. So, and then there's bits up higher near Cave Spring. Hello, good morning. So, hello, good morning. I'm so sorry that I've been excluding you. And Randolph, as well. And then there's some others, which I don't have like every little city marked down, but good morning, good morning, good morning. And sorry, I've been skipping ya. Set fire to the rain. Here's Adele. It's about to be 7:19. My name's Jessica K. Beautiful Mistakes. That's Maroon 5 featuring Megan the Stallion. My name is Jessica K. Hello, good morning. It is 7:29, about to be 7:30. I got weather for you. I've got the wide open 3, and I've got some local news as well. Keep it dialed right here to this station. Locally owned, independently operated. KISS 102.7. Your music station. I've got Selena Gomez single soon for you on the way. I've got The Weeknd, Save Your Tears, and I've got some more brand new music that actually I'm really excited. So I'm seeing it for the first time. Last time I heard it, I spun around and I was like, oh, there's Sabrina Carpenter's Man-Child, listening with you as it's happening. Well, now I'm seeing the music before with my eyes, and I'm just excited because we're a small radio station and it's fun when we get brand new music and it's like popular music and it's like hip. Anyhow, here's Selena Gomez, single soon. The Weeknd, Save Your Tears, right here on KISS 102.7, your music station. My name is Jessica K. Got a chance to look at the log before the music played because we got new music, and so I was trying to pay attention. And this song is number 1 right now on the Billboard Hot 100. Look at us being cool. Taylor Swift, The Fate of Ophelia, right here on KISS 102.7. Enjoy. There we go. Taylor Swift, The Fate of Ophelia, right here on KISS 102.7, your music station from the album The Life of a Showgirl. New music, you and I. We got it today. We're listening to it together as it happens, and it's really fun. I mean, I saw a little sneak peek of that because I noticed we had Sabrina Carpenter's Man-Child earlier this morning, and so I saw that and I thought, oh my gosh, wow, we're real hip. That's number 1 for 5 weeks in a row so far. So we'll see what happens. Alex Warren's Ordinary, it's number 3 right now, but I still love that song too. I love this song that we just listened to, The Fate of Ophelia. I think it's really good. And it makes I feel very similar to that. I was like, when I was just like, all right, it's me, myself, and I, like, we'll just push forward. These guys I've been dating, they ain't cutting it. So I'm just going to focus on me and my career. And then my husband popped along when I thought the world was ending. COVID, hey, baby. When everything opened up and life seemed like it was getting a little closer to normalcy, I met him. And so, yeah, it was like, whoa. Cool. And so I feel real happy and in love. And so that song makes me feel extra in love. And also this morning, it's interesting. It wasn't a shower thought. I wasn't going to like read it to you, but it happened. So anyway, this morning when I was getting ready, I thought, man, how cool is it that this song, The Fate of Ophelia, is getting people to go look at art? Getting folks, young people, to go fill the art museum, to go look at a specific art piece, and then art in general. I think that's really cool and powerful. I love art. I love lamp. But for real, I say this occasionally, and I didn't make this up, but without Earth would just be eh. Kiss 102.7, your music station. 7:49 on the clock. An hour earlier from Alabama. Hello, good morning. Weather on the way. It's your music station. Good morning. 44 degrees, 42 in some areas as well. Hello. It is about to be 7:52. I got Dean Lewis, Be All Right here for you on Kiss 102.7. Good morning. Your music station, 44 degrees in most parts. Hello, good morning. My name is Jessica K. Thanks for being here with me. I've got Maroon 5 featuring Cardi B. Girls Like You. Hey, this is live. I say it's live. It's live. That's Charles Kelly, Can't Lose You. 8:13, hello, good morning. My name is Jessica K, and you're listening to Kiss 102.7, your music station. I am accepting birthdays, anniversaries all the time, but I like to remind you casually throughout the morning, just in case you didn't listen. I can't expect you to be up at 6 a.m. tuning in, but if you are and you have still been tuning in, hey, thank you so much. The phone number is 770-834-5477. Birthdays, anniversary, pet gotcha days. Even if you're like missing a pet, lost and found, I can tell King Country. They have a whole program. So very interactive we are. I am, Tex Carter is, John Copeland. So you can always reach out to your local radio station and we'll take care of business. Yeah. So I'll write down anniversaries, birthdays, and then shout it out on air over the rooftops. What a romantic gesture, by the way. It's totally free. This doesn't cost you anything. FREE, baby. Yeah, and it's local. So, when you say happy birthday on the internet, that's like shouting it into the Grand Canyon full of people around the world. Wait, that didn't work. Okay, I was going to say one thing and then it switched into another and now I'm babbling. Blah, blah. Yep. But you get it. Shout from the rooftops that you love somebody or happy birthday or happy anniversary. I think you get the picture. Yeah? Cool. Get the picture, duh. I got weather for you on the way and more great music. It is 8:15 and you are listening to Kiss 102.7, of course, an hour earlier if you're in Alabama Central Time Zone. 44 degrees. Post Malone here for you on the way. And then I've got a guest in studio. Stick around. And I think you might know. Talking movies. Yep. Here's Post Malone first. We got Josh Sewell in studio. It is 8:18. Chemical. That's Post Malone for you. Kiss 102.7, your music station. My name is Jessica. Hello. Good morning. It is 8:21. 46 degrees. I got my guest in studio, my film critic. Hello, good morning, Josh Sewell.
Good morning.
What are we talking about today?
So this morning we are talking about The Running Man. I've been saying for a while, there's just not enough Stephen King movies out there this year. We need some more. So, way back in January, February, you had The Monkey, and then in the summer you had Life of Chuck. A couple months ago you had The Long Walk. HBO has the new It show that I haven't watched yet because I'm so far behind on TV. And we finally get an adaptation of The Running Man that is closer to the book than the old Arnold Schwarzenegger movie from back in the 80s, which is still fun and silly. But this new one is from Edgar Wright, who did Shaun of the Dead and Scott Pilgrim and Baby Driver. And so to bring his kind of action and comedy sensibilities to the story, it's pretty good. It's weird that it's coming now because the book came out he wrote it in the 70s. It was published in the early 80s, and it was set in 2025 as this like dystopian future, which I guess, nailed it. I guess. But this one is just sort of like, they joke and say it's kind of like 5 minutes in the future, right? It's like, and so you have Glenn Powell playing a guy named Ben Richards who has been sort of blacklisted from getting any kind of job. So the only option he has is to go on on this reality game show called The Running Man, where if you can avoid these assassins that are sent to kill you for 30 days, you win $1 billion. And so, and even if you don't make it the whole time, like the longer you go, the more money you kind of rack up for your family. And so he's got a sick kid, he's got a wife that he's trying to take care of, and so with no other options, he signs up for this crazy show and tries to not die for the rest of the movie. So lots of action, lots of cool actors. In addition to Glenn Powell, you've got Josh Brolin playing like the smarmy network executive. You've got Coleman Domingo, who plays the charismatic host, and then you've got a bunch of actors that Glenn Powell runs into along the way who helps him or doesn't help him as he tries to avoid these killers. You've got Michael Cera is in it, Lee Pace, who people may know from Marvel movies, the Twilight movies, some other movies, and then you've got her name escapes me. It is Amelia. I'm trying to look at the IMDb page right now. Let's see. Scroll down, and she's not on there. So, it's not Amelia Clarke. She's from Game of Thrones. Anyway, she was in Coda, the movie about the family with the one hearing. Amelia Jones. There it was. Okay. I just saw it. Yeah, Amelia Jones, she's having a good year too. She was just on this HBO cop show with Mark Ruffalo, so she's having a good year as well.
It's like way down there.
Yeah,
There's no way I could have pulled that up for you.
I think it's in like the order they appear in the film, and she doesn't pop up till like the third act. So not a spoiler or anything.
I love a good old find on page.
So if you're just looking for a movie that is just like straight up action, it's really clear after Top Gun Maverick that Glenn Powell is aiming to be like, Tom Cruise's, the guy that Tom Cruise passes the baton to now that he's sort of aging out of action movies. He wants to be the go-to guy for, to be your action star, your action hero. And sometimes that works. He's great in Top Gun Maverick, great in Twisters, I thought. For this one, as somebody who's read the book, and I'm not going to be one of those like, the book was better kind of people, but like one of the things about the character in the book is he's like an everyman. Like he's somebody who you think has no shot at winning this thing, but because he's, wily and ingenuitive and can figure things out, like he kind of becomes this underdog that you root for. And Glenn Powell is a little more closer to normal human size than Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? But he's still, you don't look at Glenn Powell and go like, that's an everyman. Like he's an action hero from the first frame, so he feels a little miscast here. It's not his fault. He does what he can. It just feels like, and Edgar Wright's a good director. It just feels like the wrong kind of match of character and actor. But if you're just looking for, a fun action movie that is surprisingly timely, has some things to say about the world we're living in now, it's a good one. But for an Edgar Wright movie, it's kind of weird that like the third act, like right when the action should be ramping up, it feels like it kind of runs out of gas. And you ever get that feeling when you're watching a movie where you're like, it feels like they changed this later. Like, and so like the whole last 20-25 minutes of the movie and I don't know if it is or not, it just feels like maybe it got some bad test scores or something, and so they like tweaked the ending a little bit, because it really feels like the movie is going in a clear, specific direction. Then all of a sudden it like zigs when you think it's going to zag, and not in like a cool twist ending kind of way. You're just like, this feels kind of brought in from a different movie or something. And so that's kind of a bummer that it kind of ends on a sour note. But for the first, hour 45 minutes, it's pretty fun. And, it's just cool watching good actors bounce off of each other, even if he's not, probably the best person for the role. But so how take that, I take that as a recommendation or a warning, however you want to go. But as a King fan, it's closer to the book than the Arnold version. If you've read the book, it has a famously bleak ending, and the way the book ends, there's no way like a big budget studio movie was going to end that way. So it kind of leads you to thinking it's going to go that way, and then it changes after. But for people who haven't read the book, I'll keep that kind of a secret. But yeah, it's just fun watching characters like, or actors like Josh Brolin be really slimy and know that they're really slimy and lean into it. So I'm curious to see how this one's going to do this weekend, because it feels like we've been missing some like really fun bonkers action movies. So.
Okay. All right.
So there you
Anything
go.
to look forward to next week?
So yeah, we are again right in the height of award season. A little movie called Wicked opens next week, so we've got that to talk about. We've got a new Knives Out movie coming. It's, for film critics in my groups in Atlanta, they have had a screening for a different movie every night this week and every night next week, and obviously I can't go to all of them, so I'm hoping that I'll catch some things that fall through the cracks later.
Well, all right. Yeah, catch up. And I talked to you a little bit about Fantastic Four, that I saw it, and I asked you, earlier this morning I said I would talk to you about it, so I did. And you said that you don't really remember it. You remember kind of liking it.
Yeah, it was one of those that you watch it and you're like, that's pretty good, and then you never think about it again.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how it is holding up these few months later.
Yeah.
And you said not a fan, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm also this is coming. That's like me saying I don't like pickles and then trying a bunch of pickles.
Fair enough.
But trying to figure out which pickle I like.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
I like pickles, by the way. I don't like bread and butter pickles.
No, yeah, I don't either.
I don't like sweet pickles.
No.
So
Pickles
there
are
we
supposed to be
go.
sour.
And I'll always try tomatoes, even though I don't like tomatoes. So for this Fantastic Four, not my favorite
It's a
pickle.
tomato.
Yeah, it's a tomato. All right, it's 8:29 on the clock. That's Josh Sewell. Thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Of course.
I've got local news for you on the way, the weather, and sports as well. Stick around. 47 degrees, 8:36. My name is Jessica Kay, and you're listening to KISS 102.7, your music station. Good morning. Here's Teddy Swims with Bad Dreams, right here on KISS. Sorry, I'm here for someone else, Benson Boone. It is 8:40. It's about to be 8:44. Hour earlier for in Alabama, Central Time Zone. I got a song, and then we got our shower thoughts. Sixpence None the Richer. There she goes. Right here on KISS. Sixpence None the Richer. There she goes. Right here on KISS 102.7, your music station. My name is Jessica Kay, and I'm hoping that you're having a great day so far. I've got your shower thoughts. Here we go. Every scarf eventually becomes a snack catcher on a windy day. Okay. Today's not terribly windy, so that's good. Here's another shower thought for you. Pie crust is proof that even food needs a good first impression. Always, man, I wish I could make a beautiful pie. I could, maybe. I'm talking really crazy, like cutouts and I don't know, lattice overlapping it. Maybe it's not too hard. Maybe I should try it this year. Okay, maybe. All right, here's another shower thought for you. November is the month where every meal somehow involves a little bit of cinnamon. There we go. And the last shower thought for today. The sound of crunching leaves is an acceptable form of noise pollution. Crunch, crunch, baby. 8:48. My name is Jessica Kay. I've got weather for you with Mr. Kevin Hemphill on the way. You stick around, you stay tuned. Don't you go anywhere, please. Your music station, 49 degrees. My name is Jessica Kay. It's 8:49. It's about to be 8:50. Hour earlier in Alabama, Central Time Zone. Here's Elton John and Dua Lipa with Cold Heart. Good morning. Gracie Abrams, that's so true. 9:07. I got Miley Cyrus, End of the World, right here for you on KISS. Good morning. Post Malone, Morgan Wallen, I Had Some Help. F1 Trillion, that's the name of that album. It's 9:29. I said album. Shabuzi. About our song, Tipsy. I'm not tipsy. I'm just giggly. I'm naturally giggly. Andy Grammer, honey, I'm good, on the way. There we have Adele. Send my love to your new lover. My name is Jessica K. Good morning. I've got Vanessa Carlton, 1,000 miles, and then I'm headed on out of here. I'll tell you a bad joke, and then we'll wind down, and then we'll get more music going, and Policy will take care of you for the rest of the morning and afternoon. Here it is, 1,000 miles. I love this song. Kiss 102.7. There we go. Vanessa Carlton there. 1,000 miles. Kiss 102.7. 9:46. How you doing? Hour earlier, Alabama. Hello, Central Time Zone. Well, it's time for me to head on out of here. Now, I meant to give a shout out this morning, but then I forgot. But also, I eased my brain last night about it because that person said, well, I actually won't be listening tomorrow morning. And then I second guessed myself, and I thought, what if they did tune in just to hear? You know, I don't blame. I would do the same thing, because I literally said, well, because I said, oh, I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to talk about it multiple times. Make sure that you hear it. And so this is the beginning of the multiple times. I'll talk about it again tomorrow, early in the morning, probably in the 7 o'clock hour. So you may miss it. But I saw and met a listener. Hello, in the cheese section. Hey, a good place to meet somebody. Well, actually, I met her before somewhere else. And so I saw her again. Cheryl, good morning to you over the cheese section. That's the way to be. We talked about all sorts of things. My husband was with me, and they knew each other, actually. So it all worked out. And so the three of us chatted, and it was a really good, nice time. The cheese section. Of fancy cheese, okay? It wasn't the processed cheese. It was the good stinky stuff. All right? Oh boy. I said that. All right. Well, knock knock. It's time for a joke of the day. Is it good? Who's there? Amarillo. Amarillo who? Amarillo fashioned cowboy. All right. Amarillo fashion cowboy. I feel like I'm playing Mad Gap. What am I saying? Amarillo fashion cowboy. I get it now. It's about to be 9:49 in the morning, and I'm leaving ya. And I want to say thank you so much for being here with me this morning, starting at 6 a.m. I loved having you here, and I hope you join me again tomorrow. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. My name is Jessica K. We're going to wind down first. I want you to grab your water and drink it. Be hydrated, something that hydrates you. Whether it's a sports drink, I guess. I don't know. I'm a little lax today. But water's preferred. And when you're done drinking your water, I want you to go ahead and unclench your jaw. Just relax that jaw. And after that, let's move our shoulders. I like to alternate mine, left and right, go up and down, kind of roll them back and roll them forward. Oh, that's nice. And after that, I want you to breathe with me. On the count of 3, we'll take a deep breath in, we'll hold it, and then we'll let go. 1, 2, 3, take a deep breath in. And let it go. Perfect, perfect, perfect. My name is Jessica K. I love you. Bye.